May mga kayo! May mga galing ninyo!
Hi everyone, ako di ay si Anya. I hope our family's experience would aware na dili jud basta-basta ang rabies.
Papas.
Gadula raman ang taas sila sa court sa barangay nga gikalit silang dumog sa erong buang. Pero ang mas nagrabihan kay akong kuya. Dayon dali ning responde ang mga tanod sa barangay sa pagpatay sa ero.
Hala, naunsa man na siya, oy. Kato na siyang napaakan ganiha sa kun. Pahidig ahos dong, patandok dong. Naunsa man ka dong?
Ya, palitin ko kahaw si Abi.
Hala, naunsa man ni?
Palitin lang ko Abi, kay napakan ko giro.
Hala, sige, sulsi mo kwarto.
Tay mo ani.
Dong! Dali mo ahos.
Ya, salamat ya.
Oh, sige.
Kadungog man gud to akong kuya na pahiran og ahos ang mga samad. Mao kini ang mga tinuuhan diri sa amoa. Gipahiran niya una ang mga samad sa liog o gibotngan pod niya ang mga garas sa iyang kamot.
Oh, day. Asa si kuya? Napos yung kwarto ata, day.
Nagluto na ka pamahaw?
Oo, nana dito. Kuwang na lang ang kanon.
Sige, tawag na sa si Kuya.
Oh, sige. Ari mo sa kitchen after, ha?
Sige. Kuya! Kuya, mamahaw na tayo.
Day, pag na day. May
Ya.
ko na day.
Kuya, naasa ka tayo?
Di ko na day.
Kuya!
Di ko day.
Kuya!
Di ko day.
Ano ka tayo? Aray, kuya! Kuya! Ya!
Pag na day.
Ya.
Di ka nagsuga day, pag na day. Pag na day.
Jing, kasi yung kagsyagit.
Kuya, si Kuya! Ang nasakit si Kuya! Pagkuha ang tubig, ato siyang painom ng tambal.
Sige.
Kuya!
Day.
Kuya,
Dili ko day,
ano
madlok ko
ba,
suga
Kuya?
day, dili ko day. Pag na day.
Jing, tara,
Madlok ko day.
naman.
Day, madlok ko.
Kuya, inom sa tambal, Kuya, oh! Nausa man ka!
Tubig, di ko ganag tubig. Di ko day.
Nung saan mo na imuhang kuya, Jing?
Wala ko kay Kuya! Di na siya ganahan ng suga! Di na siya ganahan ng tubig! Wala ko kay Kuya sa kong buhaton!
Wala siya nasudlan pa rin sa toong parinti. Uy, manawag yatag pare.
Sige, ya! Pagtawag na lang ang pare, dito ka! Kuya!
Jin, na pare, Jin.
Pasok na, ya!
Suga,
Magkampo kita sa ngalan sa Amahan, sa Anak, sa Espiritu Santo. Ayaw! Kung kinsa magkapahawa ni bata! Ayaw! Tubig! Hawa! Ayaw!
Taod-taod human atong pagbasbas ni Father, mingtikig na akong kuya. Dali-dali siyang gidala sa hospital pero nakumpirma na dead on arrival. Sakit kaayo huna-hunaon pero kailangan dawaton. Dali ra kaayo ang mga panghitabo. In just a plain day, Rabies took my brother. Tungod ani, unta dili ninyo ibaliwala ang pinaakan sa mga hayop. Salamat sa invitation na makashare ko and put awareness sa tanan.
Rabies is endemic in the Philippines, and while it is completely preventable, once infected, it has a 100% fatality rate. The majority of species affected by rabies are dogs and cats. Rabid animals infect humans via transdermal bite, which is the virus's most common mode of transmission. Non-bite exposure to rabies are uncommon, such as scratches, abrasions, or open wounds exposed to saliva of other potentially infectious material from a rabid animal. The virus multiplies in muscle cells after being bitten, or it may directly invade nerve cells. It then enters nerve cells through viral uptake at neuronal endings, travels through motor and sensory nerve fibers, and eventually enters the central nervous system to replicate. Dissemination through cerebrospinal fluid occurs in the late stages of infection. The rabies virus spreads to peripheral tissues such as muscle fibers, salivary glands, corneas, adrenal medulla, lacrimal glands, myocardium, kidneys, lungs, pancreas, and epidermis, rather than the central nervous system. Once the salivary glands are infected, the disease spreads to other mammals. As the infection progresses, the virus replicates in the striated muscle before reaching the brain during the prodromal stage. This lasts 0 to 10 days and is characterized by nonspecific symptoms such as fever, sore throat, anorexia, nausea, vomiting, generalized body malaise, headache, and abdominal pain. Once the viruses enter the brain, the acute neurologic stage begins. This stage is further subdivided into two types: neurologic or furious and paralytic or dumb. The former is distinguished by hyperactivity, which can occur spontaneously or as a result of other stimuli. Drinking water or blowing air on the patient's face frequently causes pharyngeal muscle spasms. Spasmodic contractions can cause apnea by spreading to the lungs and other muscles. The latter type is distinguished by acute progressive myelitis characterized by flaccid paralysis, pain, and fasciculation in the affected muscle, mild sensory disturbance, and eventually complete paraplegia, with fatal paralysis of respiratory and pharyngeal muscles. Coma sets in 4 to 6 days after symptoms appear, with 73% of cases dying within 3 days and 84% dying within 24 hours of admission. Human rabies has an incubation period of 1 to 3 months, but in most cases, the incubation period is less than a year. The duration is determined by 3 factors: the amount of viral load introduced into the wound or mucosa, the severity of the infection, and the location of the exposure. Rabies is one of the most overlooked diseases, but it remains a major concern, particularly in developing countries.
Of the estimated 200 human cases of rabies reported annually in the Philippines, all are the result of bites from rabid dogs.
Region 3 has the highest number of cases in 2022. However, Central Visayas Region 7 has the highest increase of rabies cases from 2021 with 4 cases to 2022 with 7 cases of the same period by 75%. Furthermore, there has been a significant increase in animal bite cases in Central Visayas from 2010 with 26,298 bite cases to 2021 with 129,608 bite cases. However, during the span of 2015 to 2016, animal bite cases decreased by 19.53%. Cases of positive human rabies increased by 108% between 2015 and 2018, but decreased by 33.3% between 2020 with 24 cases and 2021 with 16 cases.
Iro ninyo nakapaakala niya, ma'am.
Oh, hero na mo sir.
Na bakunado to dili po.
Dili, pa 3 months pa man siya.
3 months pa. Ang pagpaaks, asa siya napaakan?
Wala man ko ari sa kamot kay wala man ko dira papaasaya kami mo man.
Nasamad siya sa kamot. Unsay may gibuhat din yung pagkabaw nimo napaakan siya sa iro?
Akong gi kuanan gi sabunan.
Wala ra niyo butay mo ahos may
Pag-abot,
ano.
pag-abot na ko dito kay ang akong anak ya daw gi kuanan gi sabunan daw niya. Gamay raman daw dugo niya pag sabon niya kanang painom niya lana pag painom lana gi tambalan niya lana niya. Gisundan ko sa silingan gi adto gi tambalan og ahos.
Kanus apa man naghapon?
Ganina.
Ganiha nya pag after ato ni ari din mo sa animal bite. Sige. Unsay kasagaran mga kaso nyo nga rin kanang pinakan sa iro, iring?
Kuan din, mostly kay iro ug iring mag-bout rin na
Iro,
sila.
iring.
Pero ang kasagaran din kay pet, dili kaayo ta sa stray, more on pet ta.
Mostly sa mga kaso nyo rin pinakan kay tungod sa ilang
Tungod
pagaling
sa
mga
lahang pet,
pets.
ilang mga panglayugon sa ilaha.
Okay. And usually if ever ang makapaak kay mga stray dogs, kay i-report na nila aron ipaadto sa dog pound.
Kuan, kung stray dogs, kay ato gina siyang ma-count, makategorize as category 3 since dili naman din na nato ma-observe kay maglakaw-lakaw man na sila. Dayon i-report na to sa dog pound, and ang dog pound na may bahala mo subay kung asa to datika.
Sila yung monitor po if buhi pa ang iro within
Sila
10 days or 14 days?
Oo.
Pila ka days, te?
14.
14.
Within 14
So dapat
days. Dapat
within 14 days or after 14 days buhi gyapon ang iro.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Early stages of infection can be managed more easily by cleaning the bite wound thoroughly with soap and water. You will need a provider to clean the wound and remove any foreign objects. Most of the time, stitches should not be used for animal bite wounds. If there is any risk of rabies, you will be given a series of preventive vaccines. The vaccine is generally given in 5 doses over 28 days. Antibiotics have no effect on the rabies virus. Most people also receive a treatment called human rabies immunoglobulin, or HIRG. This treatment is given the day the bite occurred. Immunization and treatment for possible rabies are recommended for at least up to 14 days after exposure or a bite. Considering the fatal outcome and absence of cure for human rabies once signs and symptoms begin, management should center on ensuring comfort for the patient, using sedation, avoiding intubation, and life support measures. The Philippines has adopted a variety of rules and regulations from various global organizations and enacted Republic Act 9482, also known as the Anti-Rabies Act of 2007, to mandate the control and elimination of rabies in the country. The ambitious goal of eradicating rabies is still a long way off, as obstacles continue to obstruct its success. Such obstacles include lack of support for and implementation of RA 9482, the inability of Filipinos living in remote areas to access animal bite centers, a lack of financial resources for transportation and ongoing treatment, most importantly, a lack of information. Animal bite treatment centers and animal bite centers is another milestone of the Department of Health in the control and elimination of human rabies. It envisions to provide adequate, appropriate, timely, safe, affordable, and quality post-exposure prophylaxis services to animal bite patients. Several initiatives from a local level were able to minimize death due to rabies, such as the provision of pre-exposure treatment for high-risk personnel and post-exposure prophylaxis to animal bite victims, as well as pre-exposure prophylaxis, mass vaccination for dogs, establishment of central base system for registered and vaccinated dogs, impounding, field control, and disposition of unregistered or strayed and unvaccinated dogs, and finally, the promotion and education campaigns for the prevention and control of rabies.